This video will quickly review how to apply the CRAAP test. So the CRAAP test is a test that you can use to evaluate information that you may be using for your research. CRAAP stands for currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. So this is a checklist that I recommend that you have with you while you are considering some sources for research. In fact, I would actually ask you to think about using it with anything that you read day to day. So first of all, when you are reading something, understand that it is important to consider its currency, so the timeliness of the resource. So you want to consider whether it has a recent publication date and if it's relevant to the topic that you are studying. So this is especially important in something like science, where the research and current data may actually make us think differently about a particular topic. Look for a copyright date as well if it is a book. You want to consider the relevance of the source as well, the importance of the information for your research or interest question. So does this information actually answer your question, or does it help you pursue maybe a new way of looking at your topic? To what extent does the topic expand or broaden my understanding of this topic, or help me find a new aspect of the topic to explore? So what this is saying is that although you want to begin with general research information to help you understand the basics about your topic, eventually you want to explore the topic in a deeper way so that you can look at bigger questions and understand the so what of your research question. You want to consider the authority, the credibility and expertise of the person or group that authored the information. So it's important to understand who is behind the information. Who is the author? Who are the publishers? Where is the source coming from? Because often websites aren't based on the original source. They could be copies or certain parts of sources. Maybe also ask who sponsors or pays for this information, because it's very important to understand where and why someone has put something together. What makes this person or group qualified to publish this information, or what makes this person, group, or an expert in the topic? So a quick Google search of the person, the author, the publisher, the source, or sponsor will help you understand whether or not they're an expert. Because it's so easy for anyone to tell us that they may be a professor affiliated with a particular university. But unless we actually do a little bit of research to see if it's true, we never really know. And even though they may be a published author, we may need to do some further research to see what others are saying about that author and what sort of publications they've had in the past. What are their ideas about their topic? So you want to also understand who, if this person's qualified to write on the topic. So this is often something that we need to consider if we're looking at news articles or magazines, because the authors may not be experts in the field. They may be journalists who've done a lot of research on the topic, but it doesn't necessarily make them an expert in that topic. And at times it's okay to use those kinds of sources, but if you're doing scholarly research, you would most likely want to go and find an academic who is an expert in that topic. Is there contact information for the author? Can you actually find who the author is and how to find that author? Is there a publisher? Is there an email address or maybe a Twitter account that you can look for to make sure that they are indeed the person that they claim to be? Maybe you want to even email the author to see if they can further help you with your research. I know I've done that, and many people are quite happy to help. Accuracy makes you think about the reliability, truthfulness, objectiveness, and correctness of the content. We all know that we need evidence and we need to verify the evidence. We should also be aware that not all evidence is equal. Some may be a little more relevant than some other stuff. So information and evidence is on a spectrum from really strong evidence to false evidence. So we want to look for information that is supported by facts, by evidence. So look for footnotes and endnotes and other data that and research that points to the same kinds of ideas. Can you verify the information in other information sources? So you want to make sure that what you are finding, you can find in other books or websites or journal articles. Because if you're finding something completely different from all of the other sources you've looked at, you may want to question that information. You want to look at the language and the tone of the information to see if there's any bias, any sort of slanted look or perspective about the topic. You want to make sure it's objective, so free of their emotion or personal opinion, because real research shouldn't be based on emotion. It needs to be based on hard evidence, truths, things that have been proven. Also, consider if there's any political, ideological, cultural, religious, institutional, or personal biases in this. If you're not sure if there is a bias, then just do more research and find out what the different perspectives are about the topic. Don't ignore one side or the other. Get to know everything. Make sure that your source is free from spelling, grammar, or any other kind of errors. If a person doesn't take the time to ensure that their information is correctly spelled, then what are the chances that the information is correct at all? Finally, look at the purpose, the reason the information exists. So does the author make his or her intentions or purpose for the information clear? What is the purpose of the information? Is it to inform, teach, sell, entertain, or persuade? And what is the information? Is it primarily facts, opinions, or propaganda? You want to stay away from opinions and propaganda and look for the facts. And again, you want to make sure that you understand why they are actually writing and putting together information. If it's to sell something, then you want to stay away from it. So for example, if you're doing a research project on natural remedies for a particular ailment, make sure that you go to a website that isn't just trying to push and sell vitamins, but maybe a website that points to some hard evidence based on extensive research. Finally, remember that not all website extensions will guarantee credibility. So while some are better than others, you still need to evaluate what you're looking at. So .org tends to be a website that belongs to an organization. In the past, it was mostly non-for-profit organizations, but not all .orgs are non-for-profit. .edu belongs to an educational institution. .com generally refers to or belongs to commercial website, and .gov is something that belongs to government websites. So .edu and .gov tend to be the ones that are less likely to give you trouble. But again, it doesn't guarantee that what's there is credible. So that's a quick overview of the CRAAP test. For some more details and great tips and tools to really dig into your research, consider going to Glendale's YouTube page, which you can find on the Library Hub page for this particular video that will go through specific tips and tools about evaluating websites and sources. Thanks.